Maybe movies. I think we should really try this. I think we need to link hands.
What?
Link hands? Chris is out there somewhere. He needs us, man.
Okay.
We have some hand gel close by, don't worry. Hello, Chris. Hello, Chris. Can you hear us? If you can hear us, say something. Where are you? This is starting to feel a bit awkward now. Let's...
Never speak of this again.
Because no one will ever see it, will they?
Emphasis on we do.
Well, call it cabin fever. No. I was rather hoping at that point that something would happen.
The spirits are not with us this time.
Never mind. But I think there are some people out there who may be with us. Hello and welcome once more to Maybe Movies with myself. I am Max.
I'm Sam!
And
He is.
That.
He is.
And
Rushine.
And today we will be looking at Act 2 of Fright Lot.
Fright Lot. Indeed.
Before we do, a very quick shout out again to one of our recent subscribers.
Okay.
Okay, to a channel called Black Phoenix, who is a gaming channel. So if you do like your gaming channels, then do go and have a look. He does play a lot of, is it Hunt Showdown?
Oh, great. That's a great game.
I've only got to have a very brief go at it, but it does look like a lot of fun. Wild West with zombies. What's not to love?
Indeed. Except for being sniped at 1,000 metres.
Ah, that I'm sure would ruin your day.
Yes, there is that.
Doesn't really fuck up the weekend.
We are not going to be talking about Robo Hard.
No, we are not. That was quite a while ago.
It was. And yes, you did hear me right. If you do want to know about them, go back and have a look. What are we doing? Oh, yes. Okay, so Act 2, yes. So, scenes then, I've put them down as we are starting with Teen Meet, which is where they come round to Charlie's and it looks like a mausoleum in his bedroom.
Uh-huh.
Through to Peter finds a backbone.
Obviously, you've forgotten, of course, their inciting incident with Peter.
Oh no, I'm saying that's the scenes that we're going from and to.
Yes, we're going from the first time.
Oh, sorry, I included that scene at the end of Act 1, not the beginning of Act 2.
Oh, I see. No, that could work. Yeah, that could work. Yeah, there's a pace change.
I mean, in relative terms, it doesn't... Well, no, you're right, because he tries and is rebuffed, and that what leads to the pace changes. They turn up at his room, and it's just full of garlic and crucifixes and everything.
Yes, so it goes from there till Peter's...
Peter Vincent, vampire killer, reporting for duty.
Of course, yes, Peter's return. Yeah.
We know what we're doing, so we've created our red herring, which is that Charlie thinks Straker is the vampire.
Yep.
Yes.
And we'll keep that running for as long as we possibly can, because again, it's a nice callback to the original film. It fits with their MO. Straker's the face, Barlow doesn't want to kill him.
Who's to say Straker isn't adverse with it killing himself, though?
I got the impression that he quite enjoyed a lot of what he was doing.
Yeah.
I did.
Which feeds back into that scene I was mentioning last time with him, where there's so many different things going on in this character. It's almost like it's an addiction for him too.
Because he's been doing it for so long.
He can't stop. Yeah.
He's lost part of his humanity.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
therefore, I mean, how many decades, how many centuries has he been doing it
We
for?
don't. Yeah, it's never touched on in the
And
film.
in the story it says 58 years, but do you really believe that? No, it says he's 58 years old, which, he was with Barlow for 38 years. And
There's a very nice World of Darkness reference there about losing his humanity.
How many towns have they tried to take over? How many people have they successfully turned?
I mean, if you take what he says to the cop as being at least partially true, it sounds like they've been a lot more surreptitious with it, because they've been in London, they've been in Hamburg. And then this is their retirement plan, so this is the bit where they get to go all out.
Well, Maybe they don't destroy every town they come to.
Maybe they just plant a few seeds.
Yes.
Yeah.
And move on.
Yeah.
But every once in a while they find a town that's just ripe for plucking and they just can't help themselves from taking the whole
And
thing.
how long have they been planning to take over?
That would make sense because this is their opening night in America.
Yes.
So you get as many people, you take over a whole town, and then you just send them off and let them do the job elsewhere.
Yeah, literally seeding. Yeah.
The first thing that I've got really is the phone call with Straker, also the phone call, because if we're sticking with how Barlow is, we never hear him speak, we don't even know if he can. So I think that phone call would be with Straker. When he comes down.
Yes, it would be in this case, yes.
Which would make sense because again, it keeps the red herring alive.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
I had a break point in this act as well, which I think, thanks to our friend here, may have been circumvented, which was the test. But have you got anything before that?
No, I don't have anything before that. The test was the bit where I was going, this could go wrong very quickly.
I mean, passing the test if we do it with Straker is fine. That's what I'm thinking about. We may have circumvented that. Because if he still thinks Straker's the vampire and doesn't think anybody else is in the house,
Then yeah, it could be feasible, especially if he turns up with Amy and Ed.
Unfortunately, it just caused me to realise that there's another possible breakpoint there.
Peter Vincent needs to learn the truth.
If Barlow isn't there, he won't.
Maybe that's.
But if Barlow is there, everybody will know that he is a monstrous freak.
Unless, because we don't know that Barlow doesn't show up and it doesn't cast a reflection, because it's never addressed in Salem's Lot.
Yeah.
So what about if he does, and when he looks in the mirror, he sees this monstrous face up on the top of the stairs?
Actually, that would work very well. Because him standing at the top of the stairs,
So
you just see the yellow eyes.
the reveal isn't that vampires do what everybody thinks they do. The reveal is they don't, and that's why he can see it.
Yeah.
Oh, mate. Just. Yeah. Oh, man. Look. Yeah, that's a great one. Yeah, the switcheroo. Vampires don't cast a reflection. I still have that prop because of the blur. And of course, he looks in the mirror and he does see something.
Even better, he looks up in the mirror and what he sees, so where they're standing in the doorway and you can see up the staircase,
Yeah.
and you can just see him clinging to the ceiling, looking down at him.
Yeah.
You see, I had
So
it
it's-
clinging to the banisters, peering down.
That would work, but if you wanted to really hammer it home,
Or
with
You just had him on the ceiling being completely inhuman.
Yeah. It's enough for him to go and drop the thing, because when he looks again, he's gone.
Yeah.
He's disappeared into a room or something.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, because he moves that quickly.
Yes. I must admit, again, another quick nod as well. Again, I don't know if it is. It's probably not, because they would have come out the same year. All the clocks.
Oh, yes. No, can't help but notice that.
Yeah, straight away thought Back to the Future.
I don't think I've noticed it with clocks.
There's a room just there. There's an
Oh,
entire
yeah,
wall of
yeah,
clocks
yeah.
that all go off at the same time. At this point, with the news reports, it'll be more like almost at this point a plague of murders or disappearances more likely.
Let's
Yes.
start off with the disappearances because obviously this has happened, right? They've had the confrontation. Peter Vincent has seen what's happened in the house with the test. So obviously Straker passes the test with flying colours.
They leave to take Amy home, and then this is the sequence that follows that Jerry's following them.
Yes. Catches it.
What I was going to suggest, sorry, just very quickly, just to touch back on what I was saying there about the news reports, what we can do here is we can have two, and it would be the way that the news would report it as two completely unrelated incidents. You'd have the story about all of these strange disappearances and a strange sickness that's affecting people. If we pluck a little bit from Salem's Lot, we can have it reported as a bizarre outbreak of pernicious anemia, because they take longer to turn.
Yeah, sort of like bite done.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you also got to bear in mind how many days they've been there. I mean, personally speaking, I think it would be a bit soon to have so many people going out all at once. But they've only been there, say, a few days.
3 days?
3 days.
Yeah.
It might be longer. There might be a couple of days in between that were skipped over, but
But I'm just thinking there's no way there would be a mysterious sickness hitting everybody straight away.
Not that the docs would have noticed.
No, I suppose not.
So you've got to bear in mind, that's going to be a slow burner. 1 or 2 people have fallen ill.
Yeah.
A few missing people on the news. It's the prominent
Yeah,
members of
it's
society.
feeding on the rich.
So it's stuff from the top and work down, yeah.
Yeah, sort of bring a little class politics into it, yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to say that's another star for shame, because that it ties up the film, because I was worried that because Barlow is quite brutal and quite direct, that we may get to a point where it's almost like vampires running around in the streets by the end of the film.
That's certainly the
Like
case.
in that film, The Lost Boys, we were talking about when Chris Sherb, members of Parliament are...
Oh, nice.
Yeah. High-ranking members of werewolves and ghouls.
But I was worried that it might end up almost like a 30 Days of Night situation where there's more vampires than there are humans. But this is quite nice because it then adds extra depth to what they're trying to do, because Barlow and Straker are not trying to hide what they're doing. What Charlie is trying to do, and the others by extension, has more gravitas now because they're trying to literally save their town. And if they're quick enough, they can do it.
Yeah, so you've basically got prominent members of society
Yeah.
that are slowly becoming ill.
Yeah, of course. So that's why people are noticing it.
Yeah. So instead of picking out the townspeople that are basically low level,
Yeah, he's going for the top level.
Because then they can then disseminate it.
yeah.
Definitely deserve that extra star. Which I'd like to say, if we want to keep the red herring burning for just a little bit, or it won't for the cast anyway. When Evil goes down the alley,
Yeah.
he gets followed by Straker. All of the talking bits happen with Straker. It's like, you've got no problem with me. And when he raises his hand, he just steps aside and then rah!
Yes.
And that's the first. All the first.
Oh no, I
Which would
agree.
then cause Evil to scream.
Yeah. I will say, just for the bit when they go into the club, obviously that we can't get them out of the club the same way because Barlow can't go in and do what Jerry does in the scene. So I'm imagining that Ed would come into the club and entice Amy away, and that's. You wouldn't have the riot, but you'd get Amy being enticed away by Ed to be taken outside of the club.
I came up instead with, because in my head when I was watching it back, I was thinking again by this stage there would be a lot more people turned than what we've actually set up.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And I was imagining not quite a Blade-esque scene, but that there are vampires in the club.
Ah, right, okay.
See,
Oh, you could do that. That would be a nice reveal.
yeah, but also you've got to think of it like this. That's too soon.
It is a little too soon.
It's
It
too
is a little
soon.
too soon. I
To
have
a
to
club
agree.
full of vampires, and
There's a bit in my brain that's going, but it would look so cool. But you're right, it's probably
yeah,
too
it
soon.
would look cool, but it is too soon. And the thing is, I just had this feeling Straker would go into the club and hunt the two down. Then, obviously, Ed's been dispatched.
Because he goes to Peter, doesn't he?
Straker goes in, grabs Amy, then he disappears, the club evacuates.
The bouncers try to stop Straker. Oh, he's an old bloke.
I'll break your arm, I'll lift you up by your neck.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's all stuff we saw Straker do.
So, therefore, Charlie gets out of the club.
Oh, because they get split up, don't they, as they're trying to force their way out, and they get split up, and then he gets to her first.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that all works. Oh,
It does.
fantastic.
Hold on, sir. You did fix that.
Do you know what the beauty of it is? I didn't even prepare for it. Because I didn't have the fucking chance.
Then we get the scene with Peter and Ed. Again, that will happen as
Yes.
it does in the film. And so that's it. We're pretty much through to the end of the act.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you have Peter sort of trying to run away and confessing to Charlie that he's crap. And then you've got the scene of the seduction. But again, I'm guessing we're saving that reveal for the third act. So it'll be Straker talking to the girl about how it's inevitable and it won't hurt, and
Yes.
Yeah.
convincing her to succumb. And we just won't see the moment when she's bit. She comes to his embrace and then the camera turns away and you hear her gasp as she gets bit or something like that. So you never actually see the moment when she gets bit.
Unless you have Straker holding her, and then as he's about to
Well, maybe that is the reveal. That's what turns it into from Act 2 into Act 3 is the reveal that No, it's not Straker. It's
Straker's holding her,
yeah,
and he's hugging her, and he's kissing her on the cheek or something like that.
and then
And then
Barlow comes
up from
behind her and just goes for the neck.
Yeah.
It would do. That's perfect.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Love it.
Thank you.
Love it, buddy.
Do I get another one of these then for that?
I don't know. It's it's a good one.
It is a good one. Yeah, I'm
Go
happy.
on. I don't have any. This is disgusting.
So anyway, so if you've got 4 gold stars, that would be me.
He's got 2.
Yeah, but it's not 4, is it?
It's not 4. It's not 6, but then again, but that was over an entire month, so I'm a bit worried now. Just before we close this act out, one thing that I think is very nice, and it's another little fuck you to the remake of Fright Night. We don't need to know his real name. Peter Vincent says it's not even my real name. But nobody ever mentions what his real name really is.
No, of course not. That's not important.
Exactly.
None of this matters.
That's good storytelling and writing.
The way to win.
So we are set then, ready to launch into Act 3.
Indeed.
Which will be next Wednesday, as always. Thank you again for stopping by and spending some small amount of time with us. We really do appreciate it. Have a great weekend, have a great start to the week, and remember Monday is only one day, and then it's Tuesday. And we will see you Wednesday.
Wednesday. Bye-bye.
Ba 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 ba.